Shalom. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKadosh. And double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, from whom I learned this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 elect. I am Mayakala. The name of this one will be Presumption. And I'm going to look up the biblical definition of presumption or presumptuous. And this is according to Google. It says in the Bible, presumptuous describes sins done with arrogant, bold, and willful defiance of the Most High's commands, acting with high-handedness. An example is Numbers 15-30, and that is one of the verses that I wanted to bring out. It says, rather than unintentional error, like a prophet speaking unauthorized words. It's Deuteronomy 18:22. It says, or a person deliberately ignoring the Most High's law. It said it signifies a deep-seated pride and irreverence, presuming on the Most High's grace without true repentance, and is considered a severe offense, distinct from accidental sins. So this is the presumptuous behavior is willfully sinning. All right. Key characteristics. I might as well read a couple of these. It says arrogance and pride. It says acting with an overconfident, haughty spirit, often stemming from a belief that one knows better than the Most High. All right, and we see some examples of that going on in the nation of Israel, some of these other camps who want to put their own beliefs out there and go against what the leaders of Israel and those leaders who come out of One West, all right, they're going against what they've been taught, the foundation on which they've been taught, all right, what the leaders of Israel have brought out, all right. And you got some novices that are out here who want to think that they know better and want to willfully go against what they were being taught, all right. It says willful disobedience. It says a deliberate choice to break the Most High's law, knowing they are wrong, as opposed to an accidental transgression. Now you can accidentally go off, but once you find out that you have gone off, you repent for it, all right, and you make the correction. Especially if you're doing lessons and putting them out there on YouTube, you want to go back and make sure you make that correction. It says unauthorized action, speaking or acting without warning, taking authority that isn't granted. And they give an example of Deuteronomy 18, verse 20, and that's another one of the precepts that I'm going to bring out. It says high-handed sin, a strong defiance, often translated from Hebrew words meaning to boil up or to act proudly. So it's a proud behavior to be presumptuous. All right. All right. And I just have, like I said, I have a few verses that I wanted to bring out, a couple of which they have in this definition here in Google. The first one that I'm going to go to is in Numbers 15:30. Just kind of reinforces what I wanted to bring out when I see that that's well, not necessarily being in Google's definition, but seeing as that is one of the examples of presumptuous behavior that they did put in their definition. So Numbers 15, and I'm going to start at 29. It says, ye shall have one law for him that sinneth through ignorance, both for him that is born among the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth among them, meaning born outside of the land, an Israelite born outside of the land. It says, but the soul that doeth aught presumptuously, whether he be born in the land or a stranger, the same reproacheth the Lord Yahweh, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. It says, because he hath despised the word of the Lord Yahweh, and hath broken his commandment, that soul shall utterly be cut off. His iniquity shall be upon him. So when you deliberately go against Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai's word, all right, you're doing it in a deliberate manner. You understand fully well what you're doing. All right, and it says that soul will be cut off. That's like presumptuous behavior, like just taking matters into your own hands, disregarding what kind of counsel you might have been given, disregarding the written word, what the Lord has written plain for you to see, the laws that He has put down for us, and then you just deliberately want to go against it. All right, that's just taking matters into your own hands. I'm gonna go over to Deuteronomy chapter 18. And I'm gonna start at 18. It says, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth. This will be Yahweh Shai. So he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. It says, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. It says, and if thou say in thine heart, or in thy mind, the heart meaning the mind, says, how will we know the word which the Lord Yahweh hath not spoken? Verse 22, it says, when a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord Yahweh, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord Yahweh hath not spoken. But a prophet hath spoken it presumptuously, that thou shalt not be afraid of him. So a prophet or a false prophet who says before an event something, or even, well, you can't even say the event because it didn't come to pass. That's how you know that this prophet is indeed a false prophet. All right, you can that's only saying something. That's not saying before. You know, you can only say before if it actually comes to pass later on. All right, but if you say something which the Lord has not spoken to you, not told you to bring out, something that you brought out of your own mind, something that you've made up in your own mind, you'll know that that's not the word of the Lord, because it won't come to pass. All right, and that's how you can recognize a false prophet. All right, and just like I said, you can see among Israel, there are a lot of false prophets, and they're being brought to the forefront right about now. All right, and they're being dealt with. All right, you just recently had a death come to pass. All right, I'm not even going to mention his name. And I just have a couple more here that I wanted to bring out, and this won't be very long, but I'm going to go over to Isaiah. And chapter 45, and I'm going to go down to verse going to go down to verse 8. It says, drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord Yahweh, have created it. Verse 9 says, woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? Or thy work, he hath no hands? So that's like the creation questioning the creator. All right. How can the creation question the creator when the creator is the one who made all things? All right. I want to read this in the NLT. It says, what sorrow awaits those who argue with their creator? Does a clay pot argue with its maker? Does the clay dispute with the one who shapes it, saying, stop, you're doing it wrong? Does the pot exclaim, how clumsy can you be? All right. And that's what these false prophets are doing. They're going against the Lord as if the Spirit came to sup with the prophets of One West that brought out this truth and laid the foundation of this thing. All right. And you got those who have learned from the elders, from the apostles of Great Millstone, who want to come back, and all of a sudden they're the ones who had the 100% truth because they want to bring it out from their own minds. All right, that's presumptuous behavior, presuming that they are right and know better than whom they've been taught from. All right, and I just have a couple more that I wanted to bring out, and that'll be the end of this. I want to go over to James. James being the brother of Yahushua. Chapter 4. And I'm going to go down to verse 13. It says, verse 13, it says, go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. All right, so this is a presumptuous behavior you can hear, because they're saying what they're going to do and with confidence, knowing what they're going to do in the future, not knowing what Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai might have planned for them. All right. Verse 14, it says, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanish away. So when you make plans about some future event, you have no idea what's going to occur. All right. And that's why it's always best to say Lord willing, because you make a plan, or you might have intentions of doing something, and that's why you say Lord willing, because it is just an intent. You don't know what's going to be on the next day. All right. You're not promised that next day. That's an example of presumptuous behavior, just assuming that it's going to go as well or go according to how you planned. All right. And I want to go over to 2 Peter, and this will be the last one that I bring out. 2 Peter chapter 2. Verse 9 said, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness, and despise government, presumptuous are they. All right. When it's talking about governance, talking about having leadership over you. All right. Having someone who has authority over you. I'm going to start again at verse 10. It says, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government. Presumptuous are they, self-willed. They are not afraid to speak of evil dignities. All right, and I want to read that verse 10 in the NLT. It says, he is especially hard on those who follow their own twisted sexual desire or who despise authority. These people are proud and arrogant, daring even to scoff at supernatural beings without so much as trembling. All right, going your own way. That's presumptuous behavior. All right, but I think that makes it plain, and I think that makes my point, what I was trying to bring out about presumptuous behavior. All right, and I pray that this has been edifying to the listener. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom.